Welcome to the first Smackdown of 2026 live here from Albany, New York, in which, well, this is going to be interesting. Drew McIntyre, the complainer, the scapegoat, whatever he wants to call himself, is out here, or is coming out here to maybe explain his actions from WrestlePalooza, where he was meant to face LA Knight in a sanctioned match, already beaten up LA Knight from the brawls and the ongoing feud between these two. Have been trying to get a shot at Cody Rhodes' WWE Championship, have been in each other's way every step of the way. And what Drew tonight is out here to maybe explain, like I said, because like I said at WrestlePalooza, he was meant to take on LA Knight, but before that matchup could even happen, it was an essential match anyway. But backstage, Drew jumped LA Knight, beat him up, busted him open, put him through a table, but then took him up the top of the scaffolding after going through the elevator with him, and then threw him off the top of the scaffolding into a stage light backstage. And well, LA Knight, we've not got a medical update on him since then, but Drew tonight is lucky he's not been fired or at least suspended by Nick Aldis, but I guess he's got some time to clear the air. Let's see what Drew McIntyre has to say here tonight. Everybody wants to talk about LA Knight. Everybody wants to point fingers at me like I'm the problem. Let me make something very clear. I didn't put LA Knight on the shelf. His own ambition did. His own mouth did. His own delusion did. You think I woke up one morning and decided to throw a man into a stage light? No, I'm not a psychopath. I reacted to a system that keeps taking from me a locker room, that keeps stepping in front of what is rightfully mine. I carried this company on my back. I bled for it. I broke for it. And every time I get this close to reclaiming the WWE Championship, someone like LA Knight comes along, waving to the crowd, stealing opportunities he hasn't earned. So don't look at me. Look at the people who put him in my way. LA Knight didn't get injured because of Drew McIntyre. He got injured because he tried to play the hero in my story. And while he's at home, icing his ribs and listening to people chant his name, I'm still here. I'm still standing and still focused on the one thing, which is the WWE Championship. And I don't care who gets hurt and who gets blamed or who gets in my way, because history doesn't remember excuses, it remembers champions. Drew, I've had enough. What he did to LA Knight was reckless, unacceptable. And if you don't start taking responsibility for your actions, I will have no choice but to suspend you. Suspend me for doing what it takes. Let's be honest, Nick. If Cody Rhodes did the exact same thing, this place would be erupted in applause. You'd be calling it hot. You'd be calling it passion. The American Nightmare doing what champions do. But because it's me, because it's Drew McIntyre, I'm the villain. I don't get forgiveness. I get threats. So go ahead, suspend me, fire me, try and make an example out of me. All you're doing is proving what I've been saying all along, that there are golden boys in this industry, and then there's me, the man willing to do what it takes to get to the WWE Championship. That's it, Drew. You're done. For your actions against LA Knight and for your attitude right now, you're suspended, effective immediately. And if you don't leave this ring right now, security will remove you and eject you from the building as well. This is exactly what I mean. You suspend a man who tells the truth and protect the golden boys and the fan favourites of this industry. So, fine, I'll leave this ring, Nick, but this is far from over. I can assure you of that. And for our first match of Smackdown here in 2026, Giulia is making a debut here. Well, an actual debut of the new year in a way, because she made a debut at New Year's Revolution challenging for, well, a title, but unfortunately for her, she came up short against Jordan Grace in one hell of a matchup. And tonight, the Beautiful Madness is here on SmackDown and try and stake a claim maybe for a title shot again. Maybe it's looking forward to maybe a world title shot, defending against Jordan Grace for the IC title. Maybe she's thinking, you know what, going to get a few wins under a belt, I'm going to get some momentum and challenge for a world title to make my name here in WWE. So Giulia wandered around the road. The fans here love to see her in action. She made a great debut and a great showcase for herself. Like I said, at New Year's Revolution, coming up short against Jordan Grace in one hell of a matchup. But tonight, could Giulia be on her way to her first victory here in WWE since making the debut? The question is, who's she taking on in this first match after we just heard what the the delusions of Drew McIntyre, blaming everyone but himself for what happened, as what Drew McIntyre tends to do, and also maybe the fact that he was just suspended. Whether Nick Aldis actually meant that or not, I'm not too sure. I imagine they did, after everything that Drew McIntyre said and has done recently. Drew McIntyre may be on suspended for a while, or maybe just have a fine to pay for his actions. We're going to have to find out from Nick Aldis himself at some point soon. But Giulia right here to kick off 2026 on Smackdown. And she's taking on Lyra Valkryia, and this one promises to be an instant classic between these two. Two of the future stars of the women's division in WWE, two future world champions. That's definitely something you cannot deny, that these two are destined for world title success in WWE. But the question is, who's going to get there first? Lyra Valkryia, more reps under her belt. She's been around there a bit longer than Giulia. Well, Lyra's been impressive since every time she's been in ring action. She's had a few wins and losses though to her name. She's never really managed to get the momentum going for herself. Every time she builds some momentum, she gets cheated out of a victory or just gets unlucky on the night. But Lyra Valkryia, tonight with the fans behind her, these two are going to have a great match prepared to kick off 2026 on SmackDown. You've got to imagine that there are title implications in this one for both women. Maybe another IC title shot, maybe a world championship shot. As like I say, well, as I should explain, the IC title shared across both brands, but Raw and SmackDown are separate women's world titles, and every woman is able to fight in either show unless they're a champion, then unless they're the SmackDown world champion or the Raw women's world champion, and they're stuck to those shows. But if you're not a champion or the IC champion, you're able to float between both to find opportunities for yourself. Let's get this one underway. And what are we going? These two wasting no time here to go straight for a lock-up, as looks like Lyra Valkryia and Giulia here looking to start this matchup off quick and fast to start 2026 on a high note. Both these women want to start the new year with a victory. Well, Giulia technically started the new year with a loss at New Year's Revolution, but in the first SmackDown of the new year, Giulia's looking to get herself a victory under her belt and showcase why she is here and has been brought in to WWE, as these two are just trading holes here to start this matchup off. It's great between these two so far, as Lyra Valkryia, this is a lock here, but Giulia gets out of it then. Giulia now asking Lyra Valkryia to bring it here, as these two again lock up here in the middle of the ring. The question is, which one of these two are better suited? In my opinion, to give Giulia the advantage in the wrestling background as well. These two push up again in the corner as Charles Robinson, referee, looking for a clean break, and respectively there is a clean break between the two. There's an open palm stop, the reverse there. Giulia now with one of her own there. Now drives Lyra Valkryia into the corner. As Giulia with a huge overhand chop, and Giulia flies him with a boot to the face. This one's starting off fast and heavy, it seems. That's a beautiful madness now driving Lyra Valkryia face first into the mat there. Well, the thing about Giulia, she may be cheered by the crowd, but she does not care how she gets the job done in the ring. There's one thing to say about Giulia. She drops it down to the bottom corner again there. But Lyra Valkryia finds a way out of that one. And Lyra with a spinning kick there to midsection. The kick there is a combination of strikes by Lyra Valkryia. As always, an axe kick there. Rocking Giulia as Lyra Valkryia. DDT. What a combination there for Lyra Valkryia into the cover. But Giulia kicks it out too. Going to take much more than that to put away the beautiful madness for Lyra Valkryia, but there's a huge kick though. See Lyra Valkryia well versed in the striking game. The same with Giulia, she needs to avoid the arrivederci knee. That's what helps Jordan Grace. That's what Lyra now looking for another huge chop there, but there is a chop of her own there from Giulia. Kick to the midsection, looking for a hammerlock DDT possibly, but Lyra Valkryia forearm to the face there. As Lyra in control of this matchup. Northern Lights bridge into the pinfall, but Giulia again kicks out. And as I always say, every pinfall is a mind game. Every pinfall you have to exude energy to kick out of it. That's why you're seeing Lyra Valkryia go for pinfalls after these maneuvers. She knows the match ain't going to be won with these, but she knows she's dealing a lot of damage to Giulia, and she knows that Giulia would have to exude energy to get out of the pinfall. She gets out of the way, that huge basement drop kick, and Lyra may have hurt her back there on that landing. Maybe tweak something there, so looking for something of her own here. Giulia looking for a huge suplex there. Exploder snap suplex variation, I guess you could call that. That's Giulia now in control. Kick to the midsection here. Hoists her up and drops her down there. Double underhook suplex into the cover. But Lyra this time kicks out at two there. But these two even footing so far in this matchup. either woman was able to really get control of this matchup. It's been back and forth since the opening bell. So Lyra Valkryia off the ropes, so dodges a huge big boot there. It's a big reverse and a German suplex by Lyra Valkryia. And Lyra now, this time can she get the basement dropkick? And she does get it this time. The first time she went for it, she wasn't successful. But the second time, Lyra Valkryia gets what she wanted. As Lyra now looking for the bridge. Again there, this time doesn't go in for the pinfall. As Lyra now looking for a standing move, so impressive there. Into another cover here, hooks the leg. But Giulia again kicks out there. Well, these two keep getting even. Every time one woman gets into the matchup, the other one finds a reversal. As we see there's these two now. Well, especially with them going on, but these two already, coming down to exchange huge shots in the middle of the ring. This is the competitive nature of the women's division in WWE, in WWE these days. The caliber of the superstars we have. Either woman's looking to back down and let someone leapfrog them in the pecking order. As Lyra went for a huge shot there, but Giulia reverses, and these two is constantly exchanging strikes. There's Giulia again here, caught with these combination strikes here. There's the axe kick to the back of the head, and there's a spinning kick there into the cover. What a combination there by Lyra Valkryia. But Giulia just kicks out a 2.5 there. Well, Lyra Valkryia knows she was seconds away from getting the victory. Well, a millisecond away from getting the victory. As Giulia, a DDT attempted here from Lyra Valkryia. But Giulia here looking to get out of this one. It's a beautiful madness now, hoists her up. In for a backbreaker and looking to bend her back over the knee here as well. Is Giulia. And to go out to the lower back here, it seems now, as Giulia again here looking to drive Lyra Valkryia face first into the mat and does so. Well, Giulia now getting going in this one. Kick to the midsection here. This time looking for the hammerlock DDT. Can she get it this time? And there's the hammerlock DDT. But another close call in this one for Lyra Valkryia, who gets her shoulders up. Well, I keep saying it, what a matchup we're seeing so far between these two, pushing each other to their limits. As Lyra Valkryia off the ropes, so catches herself there. Huge shots to the top of the head with the elbow. Hurricane Rana sends Giulia over into the corner. Impressive there from Lyra Valkryia. The crowd super behind her. As always, there's Lyra now into the corner here with Giulia. What is Lyra Valkryia thinking there? Sending Giulia out to the ropes. So what is Lyra thinking? Knee to the face. And Lyra Valkryia looking for a big shot here. And Lyra connects with a leg drop to the back of the head. And while Giulia's on the outside of the ring, though, that's the issue for Lyra Valkryia. Well, Giulia now. Lyra Valkryia fired up, hit the crowd behind her. Well, Lyra looking to go for a suicide dive to ringside and takes out Giulia. And well, Lyra needs to get back into the ring, get a cover, and this matchup may be over. And Giulia sent back into the ring. As Lyra Valkryia though going to the top rope blow, sending the attack. This is Wise here from Lyra with a huge leg drop from the heavens. Into the cover, that was a huge leg drop there from Lyra Valkryia. But Giulia again finds a way out of this one. What a combination of offense there from Lyra Valkryia. So the crowd are behind her. But Giulia catches her with a huge chop there. That's the difference between Giulia and Lyra Valkryia. Giulia's not going to take time. As Giulia now hoists her and plants her down there. Thought she was going to go for the Northern Lights bomb there, but changed it up as a double foot stomp to the arm of Lyra Valkryia, taking that move with a striking game for the Irish-born superstar. As I kick to the midsection here. Giulia again with the hammerlock DDT. And Giulia now feeling comfortable in this matchup. As Lyra on the top rope here, Giulia now, she's thinking Giulia looking to go big here. It seems a punch to the face, setting up Lyra Valkryia for something big here. What has Giulia got planned? Looking for maybe a double underhook suplex off the top rope, and Giulia connects with it into the pinfall. Is that all she wrote? But somehow Lyra kicks out. A double underhook suplex off the top rope was not enough there for Giulia, who gets her here with a huge right hand there. And Giulia now saying that this one is on its way to being over. Maybe looking for the arrow of destiny, but caught with a huge boot there to the face. And Lyra now kicked to the midsection, looking for the combination of strikes there for a third time in this one. Rocking Giulia. And Lyra now flies in crossbody. Now these two pushing each other to their limits, bringing out the best of one another. That is a competition in the women's division. These days, a huge right hand there for Lyra Valkryia. May just busted open Giulia. Not sure that was Lyra Valkyrie's intentions, but she definitely did bust her open. As Lyra now top rope, looking to go big herself here. Looking for maybe a superplex here to Giulia. So both crashing down middle of the ring. Well, Giulia is busted open, it seems. Well, a crash and no appreciation for this one as Giulia is dazed there. As well, looking for Nightwing here. Here's Lyra Valkryia. She connects with Nightwing to defeat Giulia here tonight. But the beautiful Madness again kicks out and rolls to ringside. And a crash and appreciation for this matchup between these two. For Lyra Valkryia looking to get Giulia back into the ring here. But Giulia catches her there. And Giulia now sends Lyra crashing into the steel steps. Well, this is the darker side of Giulia we're seeing now. She knows she's just getting close to losing the match, so she's going up another gear. She sends her crashing into the barricade. Runs first there into the barricade, no give on that. That's Giulia. What's she thinking next? Giulia now with Lyra set up and smashes her face first. Now back into the ring. That's Giulia now. Looking for a submission hold, looking for a Rings of Saturn here to Lyra Valkryia to try and make her submit here in the middle of the ring. The Rings of Saturn locked in tight. There's nowhere to go for Lyra. There's no crawling to the ropes from this submission hold. Can she fight her way out of this one though? And Lyra with some elbow shots to the top of the head. Breaks the hold just about there. And Lyra now looking for an overhand shot there, but caught by Giulia. Kick to the leg. And Giulia now looking to plant her down here. On the arm with Sawdust against Jordan Grace. Spins her around and drops her down. Hooks her leg into the cover. But Lyra kicks out. Well, I said this one would be an instant classic between these two, and it has been so far. As Giulia now. There's some repeated face washes in the corner here, looking to get her full head of steam though off the ropes. Flies in with a fourth and final one. Well, Lyra Valkryia maybe seeing stars as Giulia now. Looking to put this one away. He's smashing it with a rope from Giulia there. I can imagine that Giulia now is looking to put this one away. Off the ropes here. Since Lyra Valkryia, both of them crash into each other though. Neither woman winning that exchange. Shot caught there. And a huge slap there again. Overhand chop. Headbutt. Reversed by Lyra. And now a combination of strikes from Lyra Valkryia. There's a shot there from Giulia. And there's the headbutt. There's Giulia now. Perhaps looking to put this one away here. After that huge headbutt there. That's Giulia now. What's she thinking next? Giulia sending Lyra Valkryia into the corner. Not too sure why this is. As Giulia with a huge forearm shot again there. As Giulia plants her down. And it's Lyra Valkryia. I thought she could have rolled to ringside, but pulls herself up on the ropes so this time. As Lyra now fights over Giulia had planned it with a punch there to the midsection, looking for a spinning kick, but Giulia reverses it, and Giulia kick to the midsection, looking for the Northern Lights bomb to put away Lyra Valkryia, middle of the ring. Is that all she wrote? But Lyra kicks out somehow, and Giulia getting frustrated now. And Giulia, this is what Jordan Grace avoided and managed to win a matchup because of it. There's the arrow for Destiny. That's it. And what a matchup we just saw between Giulia and Lyra Valkryia. But Giulia tonight gets a victory. She's now 1-for-1 in WWE. She lost on her debut, but she wins here tonight on Smackdown to kick off 2026 on a blue brand with a big victory over Lyra Valkryia. And well, what a showing it was from Lyra Valkryia here tonight. She put up a great fight, as we always say she does, in the ring. Just a guaranteed start in the making. But tonight she just gets bested by Giulia just about. Maybe a mistake from Lyra Valkryia in the end there to not capitalise on the opening she did have. She got caught after going for that spinning kick. Giulia reversed it, caught her into the Northern Lights bomb. And then this was Nightwing for here from Lyra Valkryia to Giulia. This could have been it, but somehow Giulia kicks out just about there. And this is a moment there, missing the kick to the midsection, rocks her, and Giulia wasting no time, hoists her up, drops it down, Northern Lights bomb. And that could have been all she wrote right here. Giulia thought this was it. But somehow Lyra kicks out 2.99, but then Giulia hit the arrow Videchi knee, and that was it. Right on the jaw there, knocking out Lyra Valkryia in the middle of the ring for the 3 count. And Giulia gets a big victory, busts it open, it down, but she does not care. She gets the win. Or would it be a big year for Giulia in 2026 here in WWE? Roman Reigns and to the people, FUR people, of Albany, New York. And Roman, this is for you. You didn't lose a bloodline because of betrayal. You lost it because you demanded obedience instead of loyalty. You turned our family into followers, and when they finally chose differently, you blamed everyone but yourself. And they bent a knee. They acknowledged the rock, and they chose the future. But you stayed stuck in the past. And Talatanga wasn't sent to end you. He was sent to remind you that standing alone has consequences. That reminder was gentle compared to what happens next if you don't bend the knee and acknowledge the high chief, the rock, and fall in line. Because if you don't, then what happens next is going to be brutal. So know your role and acknowledge your high chief and acknowledge your future. And well, after that pleasant message from the Rock, we're kicking off, we're continuing Smackdown, I should say, and kicking off the reign of Javon Evans, who is the new United States champion. The man who defeated Trick Williams at New Year's Revolution in one hell of a TLC match to kick off the new year. That was the first match of 2026, and he started the new year winning the United States Championship. And what is issuing an open challenge here tonight, looking to continue, looking to be a fighting champion, Javon Evans, the young OG. And we've got many champions issuing open challenges recently, and that's because every champion in WWE right now, most champions are the tag team champions, and I guess you could say Brock Lesnar, the World Heavyweight Champion, formerly John Cena. They want to be fighting champions. They want to be, and Nia Jax as well, they want to be champions that a brand they represent can be proud of, that the fans can get behind and be proud of as well. And Javon Evans tonight, this is his first title defense, the hardest of them all. The first time Javon Evans has ever been champion in WWE. Are the lights too bright? That's the question. And becoming his first challenger is Santos Escobar, the leader of Legado del Fantasma. Obviously, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Lucha Libre. And tonight, not flanked by Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar out here by himself. You got to imagine that Angel Garza and also Humberto, or Berto I should say, are here somewhere lurking. They always follow Escobar around, the leader of Legado del Fantasma. And tonight, this matchup is going to be a great one. Santos Escobar versus Javon Evans, two high flyers. Escobar more of an in-ring technician than Evans is. The experience of Escobar as well. See, world-traveled superstar. Evans has only been here in WWE, brought through the developmental system in NXT, and now on the main roster as United States champion. And Santos Escobar, tonight is going to be a tough task for Evans. We're going to learn a lot about Javon Evans here tonight. We'll learn a lot about him in that TLC match, the resiliency, that just how far he's willing to go to win a matchup. As we saw that insane splash off the top of the ladder through the table, winning the matchup for himself, putting Trick Williams through the table before unhooking the title. And it's Evans v Escobar for the United States Championship here. Let's get this one underway. And this one promises to be a great matchup between these two here tonight. And we're at a great matchup to start the show. And Javon Evans, as you can see, not backing down for the challenger is Santos Escobar, asking Escobar to bring it. Well, Escobar, like I mentioned in the entrance, the more experienced superstar, a man with the tactics, a man with the plans, a man who knows what he needs to do to win championships. The question is, can tonight he win one in WWE against Javon Evans, who will clean break there surprisingly, but there's a cheap shot afterwards. with a super kick there. Delaying it was Escobar. Instead of going for it when Giovanni Evans expected it, he waited a second longer. Now there's some raking the forearm across the face of Giovanni Evans and Escobar. Not afraid to get down and dirty in the ring to win matchups. And stomping away the young OG is the Emperor Lucha Libre. And Santos Escobar booed out the building here tonight, but he does not care. All he cares about is winning the title. And finally getting himself really going in WWE as Evans planted down to the mat there by Santos Escobar. And Escobar at the ropes there looking for a huge leg drop and gets it there, switching right leg there last second. Impressive there from Santos Escobar. And like I said, every time we've seen him in action, he's always impressed with his impressive athleticism. From Giovanni Evans, who flies in, float over, DDT to get in control of the matchup. And Evans now with the elbow drop there to Escobar, keeping him grounded. But getting him back to his seat here, looking to continue the assault here. Hurricane Rana heads to his takedown there. And Evans is fired up. So this is his first ever title defense, his first ever championship. A lot's on the line here for Evans here tonight. If he loses, then perhaps he's not ready just for this level just yet. If he loses in his first ever defense, and it shows he's good enough to win a championship, but he's not good enough yet to maintain a title reign. But Evans is not going to let that get into his mind, or he shouldn't let that get into his mind here tonight. He needs to stay focused, stay believing in himself. Do exactly what he's been doing since coming here, and that is impressing the WWE with the athleticism and the speed just like that. As OG is fired up. The crowd behind him, stomped there to the ankle, reversed it by Escobar, boot to the midsection. As there's Escobar with the drop kick there, taking down Giovanni Evans. I believe we're about to see more of the in-ring technician ability of Santos Escobar. He's maintaining control of the matchup here, keeping Evans where he needs him. Hoists him up though. Long blower there into a pinfall. And Evans kicks out at 2 there low. But he just saw a look there to charge up into the referee from Escobar, who was a little bit slow into that pinfall there, catching him off guard. And a jawbreaker there to Evans. And Santos Escobar now just perhaps asking for more from Evans, saying that this is easy. He's been in control of the matchup for the majority of it. As Evans now again on his feet here, as Evans now caught. And a suplex there by Santos Escobar. He's in control of the matchup, who is just relishing in the boost tonight. But Escobar caught by Evans, an open palm start there. And Evans firing back with some huge shots. Looking to say in this one is the OG. Sending Escobar over into the other corner as Escobar caught him with a huge running drop kick there by Giovanni Evans, dropping into the middle of the mat here. As Evans now going top rope, calling the challenger to his feet here. As OG looking to fly, looking for a Hurricane Rana, but Escobar, no stranger to that maneuver, catches him, set out powerbomb there into the pinfall. And Giovanni Evans kicks out though. But Escobar thought that was all she wrote. But Evans, I should say Escobar's been on a receiving end of maneuvers like that in the past, looking for Hurricane Rana, so he knows how to reverse it after being on the receiving end in his career. Some repeated boots there to the face of Evans, who sends the challenger off the ropes there. Total wall back, no, not a backbreaker, catches him instead. Impressive there, now laser leg drop. Impressive there from Escobar into the cover again here, another quick pinfall, forcing Evans to exude energy and kick it out. We've seen 2 great matchups here to go for 2026 on Smackdown. As Evans though, spinning heel kick there, dropping Escobar to the mat. As that Evans the champion in control. And Giovanni Evans obviously thinking that Evans is looking to go big here, with Santos Escobar perched on the top rope, a slap to the face there, rocking Escobar. We know what Giovanni Evans is thinking here, looking for a Spanish fly to the Emperor Lucha Libre. Both men crash and burn to the mat. And Evans took as much out of himself as he did. The challenger into the pinfall. But Escobar kicks out to keep his title hopes alive here tonight. Well, what our first defense we're seeing here as Evans now looking to springboard out the corner, catches, roll through, springboard, drop kick. And Evans is rolling here. Evans now looking to go for the wheelhouse here with Escobar. Rocks after that drop kick, planting Escobar onto the ropes here. As Evans now looking to bounce, looking to show that boy is bouncy, and to show why he is also the United States champion, as he plants him down the springboard kick up as well. As Evans now, of course, a champion, well, challenger, sorry, to his feet here. As a champion flies in, springboard clothesline. But Escobar kicks out 2.5 there. Well, Evans looking to stay on the aerial assault here as Escobar getting back to his feet as Evans now flies in. Hurricane Runner, this time gets it. Last time Escobar had it scouted, this time Evans connects with it. As Evans now into the corner, what's he thinking this time? Into the drive to try and just face first into the turnbuckle pad there. A huge foreign shot from Javon Evans, rocking Escobar, who flies in looking for a foreign strike into the corner, but Escobar out of the way, kick to the midsection. Escobar now looking for a Canadian destroyer for the United States Championship. But Evans just kicks out there. But Escobar can't believe it, sends him into the corner here as Escobar now again with raking forearms across the face of the champion, the younger G. Escobar now builds up momentum, fires in basement drop kick right to the face of Evans, who's been busted open. Well, Evans again into the corner though, not sure why that is, but may have been playing possum. And there's the huge forearm strike there to retain the title, a flash forearm strike, but Escobar kicks. That's a new maneuver Evans has been bringing into his arsenal since making a debut onto the main roster. As Evans now springboard, crossbody, planting Escobar down. As Evans now a boot to the back here. As Javon Evans now looking to fly. The Enquiries is looking to go big, making for a fireside frog splash to retain the United States Championship, middle of the ring. But Escobar kicks out again. Not too sure Escobar's doing it, but somehow is staying in this matchup. As Escobar over there's the experience, they're pushing Javon Evans away, and Evans caught, kick to the midsection, and a gory special hit being brought out by Santos Escobar. Torture right kind of submission hold here on his shoulders. As Evans though, forearm strike rolls through. As Javon Evans now crossface submission hold locked in on Santos Escobar, middle of the ring, yanking back on the hold is Evans, but Escobar fights out of it here. Kick to the midsection, super kick, and Escobar now looking for a submission hold again here, but Javon Evans fights out of it here, and Evans snap near, twisting kick there to the face, and Evans is fired up here as Escobar now into the corner. As the young G now, another slap here, Escobar at the mercy of the young OG Avalanche, Hurricane Rana. The crowd showing no appreciation for this great matchup here as Escobar caught with the OG cutter, enter the pinfall. But Escobar again keeps his title hopes alive here tonight. And what a matchup we're seeing between these two. An instant classic after that first matchup as well. I think to steal the show of these two as Escobar catches him, avoiding the super kick. Poison Rana. And where Evans is rocked after that one, and Escobar believes that could be over, looking for the Phantom Driver. Gets with it, the Phantom Driver hooks both legs. But Evans, how in the world did Evans kick out of that? And Escobar now frustrated at Charles Robinson, says that was a 3 count. Well, Evans is rocked here, still down after the Phantom Driver, getting back to his feet. That was Javon saying keep your eyes on me to Escobar. There were some huge palm strikes, and there's a chop there by Escobar, a huge punch there to the face or the open wound of Evans. Now sent to ringside as Escobar. Now, what's he thinking of Escobar? What's he doing here? Santos Escobar going big. The DDT to the apron. And Evans is out. If Escobar gets him back in the ring, this is over. As Escobar now. After the apron DDT. But it's over. Evans is out. But somehow, the lights came back on in time. And Escobar's getting frustrated. And Santos Escobar now. Another jawbreaker. And what the Emperor Lucha Libre now going to the top rope. Going to the high rent district. Just looking for a frog splash of his own, but Evans out of the way. And Evans. DDT. A big miss. Opens up. Javon Evans twisting. Tornado splash. To retain the title. And Evans does it. With a lapse of judgment there from Escobar. Helps Evans retain the title. What a match this was. Both men pushing each other to the limits here tonight. And Evans gets to win in the first title defense, the hardest title defense there is. Because it's the biggest opportunity for you to lose it. And what Evans tonight showed why he is United States champion, showed why he beat Trick Williams after that yellow reign for the title in a hellacious TLC match. And the heart, the resiliency that Evans showed to keep going in this one. I thought the apron DDT was it. Escobar thought that was it. But somehow Evans came back into it just in time. There's a flash forward strike there, which almost got the job done for Evans, but Escobar there just got the shoulders up there at 2.99. And this was a 5-star frog splash. Connected, picture perfect. And this was almost the ending here as Evans with the OG cutter from the heavens. Made it off the ring. But it wasn't enough. Escobar again just kicked out. And this was the end in here. A twisting tornado splash in the corner. After the attempted frog splash by Escobar, who crashed and burned. Well, Evans wins his first title defense. Is still your United States champion. And what a year it's going to be for Evans here on the blue brand as your United States champion. And what a night it's been so far, and it's time for our main event here of Smackdown in Albany, New York. And the dogs are barking as Bron Breakker, Mr. Money in the Bank, is out here for action. A man who's lurking in the shadows, lurking in the background of both championships, so he could cash in whenever he wants to become a world champion with that briefcase that he won over back at WrestleMania in one hell of a ladder match. And Bron Breakker, the unpredictable badass, the future of the industry. How long will it be till he catches it? It's been 8 months since he won that briefcase. You can see him bringing down to the ring. Well, he's in action here in our main event. And we're seeing him lurk in the background of not only Raw, but SmackDown with Cody Rhodes and then champion John Cena. Obviously now on Raw, the champion is the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar after defeating Cena. And while taking on Bron Breakker here tonight is a man who won a matchup last week. A man who's looking for title aspirations and so fair on the blue brand, and that is Damian Priest. As we saw Damian Priest in action last week, picking up a victory in a great matchup. But tonight competes in the main event against the Money in the Bank, or Mr. Money in the Bank, in Bron Breakker. Well, this one promises to be a great matchup between these two. The question is the speed and power of Bron Breakker going to be too much for Damian Priest here tonight? Or will the experience of Damian Priest getting through this tough challenge that is Bron Breakker in front of him tonight? You see Damian Priest, the game faces on. And Damian Priest is looking to get back to winning ways, get back into good form, to see himself climb up the ranks once again in WWE, to get himself a championship in the near future here in 2026. But a man who has a guaranteed shot whenever he wants at the championship is Bron Breakker. And what Damian Priest tonight has to face a man who, well, if Damian Priest wins a championship in the next few months up until leading up to WrestleMania, then Bron Breakker could cash in on Damian Priest. That is a possible outcome in the near future. If Damian Priest does get himself a title opportunity, wins it here on SmackDown, Bron Breakker could then turn up out of nowhere, cash in and win the title. Let's get this matchup underway. Main event here tonight, Bron Breakker v Damian Priest. And what a way we go here tonight for our main event of Smackdown. Bron Breakker versus Damian Priest, I believe for the first time ever. These two locking up in the middle of the ring now, looking for a collarbone tie-up here. Here's Bron Breakker. Not too sure why this is with the more experienced Damian Priest, the more versed in the wrestling game, I guess you could say, for Damian Priest. Obviously, Bron Breakker with a power advantage. You've got to say over Damian Priest. Might be able to win this exchange here to start the matchup off with. It has the strength between the two. So look to exchange holds here and get control of this matchup early. Go into this one. This is going to be a great matchup between the two. I see Bron Breakker testing himself against one of the best in WWE right now, in Damian Priest. See Bron Breakker, like I said, the man has been unstoppable since making his debut and competing tonight on Smackdown. Obviously, since it's Mr. Money in the Bank, he can compete on either show. And the question is, when will he cash in? Will he cash in on now World Heavyweight Champion Bron Breakker, or will he cash in on WWE Champion? Could he raise Bron Breakker off the ropes here? There's a huge shot there to back of Damian Priest as Breakker though. As Priest to bring out, Priest is going to do so with a rolling forearm, dropping Breakker to the mat there. There is more on the line for this matchup for Damian Priest than there is Bron Breakker. So Bron Breakker could lose it tonight and he's still Mr. Money in the Bank. But Damian Priest needs to get back into winning ways. I just saw a more vicious side to Damian Priest as Bron Breakker there fired up, fights at the corner here and drives Damian Priest into the mat as Bron Breakker now sunk to the back of the head. And Breakker now looking for a gator roll here to get in control of the matchup here. I'm going to weigh down the bigger frame of Damian Priest. Early goings in this one with a gator roll into a crossface submission hold here on his opponent tonight in Damian Priest. As Breakker now a waist lock, looking to lift him up at a deadlift and coming down into the mat here, not once, but he's going to do it twice here. And Bron Breakker has control of this matchup here, getting inside the head. Oh, Damian Priest as well with that is Bron Breakker. As Priest off the ropes there. Back Breakker attempted by Bron Breakker, but there is a huge knee to the face. And there's that rolling forearm again by Damian Priest. Now drops a huge elbow to the chest of Bron Breakker in this one. As Damian Priest now in control of our main event. And like I was saying, there's more on the line. But Damian Priest is working on the arm here of Bron Breakker, because like I said, Damian Priest is looking to get into world title pictures here in WWE. But if he loses here tonight, then that's going to take him longer to get there. See, we saw him last week pick up a victory, but as Bron Breakker fights out of that, there's Bron Breakker got away. There's huge knees, but there's an attempt to stand the line, but it's a huge right roundhouse kick there by Damian Priest to keep control of this one. As Priest now, a Bron Breakker up looking for a broken arrow middle of the ring, and Priest believes that could be enough to put away Bron Breakker. But Bron kicks out there at 2.5. It's going to take much more than that to put away Mr. Money in the Bank Bron Breakker. So he's held that briefcase for 8 months now. The question is, when will he cash it in as Bron Breakker off the ropes here? Catches gut wrench suplex, and Breakker now a standing moonsault there, impressive there from Bron Breakker. And yeah, Bron Breakker's held that Money in the Bank since all the way at WrestleMania. That's been 8 months. As Breakker with a huge decapitating lariat to Damian Priest into a cover now. And Priest kicks out there. You can see there's a lethargic kick out there by Damian Priest. The eyes were glazed over. Damian Priest would be on dream shit. That may have just been reflex there, or muscle memory. There's a huge powerbomb there. Takes more at the wind of the lungs of Damian Priest. As Bron Breakker now in control of this one. Breakker a huge Hurricane Runner there. And Breakker's fired up in this one. As Damian Priest is rocked out on the ground. You can see him holding his head there. Bron Breakker caught with a huge kick then. Damian Priest with a huge super kick. Drops Bron Breakker to the mat. And Breakker's now on Dream Street, I guess you could say. As Bron Breakker now, again, Damian Priest with this huge forearm in the corner. As we see him able to punish aside Damian Priest that we saw in the early days of the Judgment Day. We saw him find success in those early days of the Judgment Day, like I said. It's Breakker now, hoisted up. There's a huge right hand. And Breakker again could be out cold. But Bron again kicks out. Well, this one promises to be, and there's going to be a great main event between these two. As Breakker getting to his feet as Damian Priest calling for that huge rebound lariat there, but Breakker with a speed, back in control, spine buster there. Floats over into the cover But Priest again though kicks out too. And Bron Breakker now in control. Looking to fly over a huge shoulder tackle and gets it all there. Dropping Priest to the mat though. Now to get him back to his feet here. Damian Priest is in a bad way, looking for a German suplex. There's Bron Breakker as he launches Priest to the corner. That may be a message though to a certain Brock Lesnar that he could be coming for him. If you're Bron Breakker, then defeating either of those two makes you a guaranteed star in the industry. The question is, how does Bron Breakker want to do the cash in? Does he want to do it when it's been called out, or does he want to do it out of surprise? That's breaking the court, and there's a headlock driver by Priest. And Priest now perhaps looking to put this one away here. Damian Priest now rebound. Lariat has slipped though, a real mistake by Damian Priest, allowing Bron Breakker back into this matchup. That may cost Damian Priest this matchup here as Bron Breakker sends him into the corner here. Breakker flies in corner. Well, he shot a second in the corner. There's a huge belly-to-belly suplex. As Bron Breakker now stalking his opponent here. As Damian Priest catches him with a back elbow this time. Rebound, Lariat. Bron Breakker ducks it. And a clothesline to the back of the neck there. And Bron Breakker showing they can hang with the very best in this industry. Dodging that huge rebound Lariat. Let's break it down, looking for a huge axe. But Damian Priest catches him. And Priest now switches it up. Elevated flatliner into the cover. And Breakker though kicks out. You can see the frustration on the face of Damian Priest there. First of all, he slipped on that rebound Lariat. And the first one. The second one, Bron Breakker ducked it. Or dodged it, one of the two. And instead decided to use the flatline as he drops it with a Dominator. Damian Priest now perhaps looking to end this one here. Perhaps looking for a staff of heaven chokeslam as Bron Breakker knee to the face. As Damian Priest rocked. As Breakker now. What's the thing there? Breakker now hoists him up and drops him face first. And Breakker now going to the middle rope. What is Bron Breakker thinking next here? As Breakker's calling his spot. Calling Damian Priest back to his feet here. As Bron Breakker looking to fly in for a shoulder tackle, but lands awkwardly on that shoulder. He may have tore it. He may have done something. As there's another broken arrow. And Damian Priest sends his blood in the water here. As Priest now looking to put this one away for a South of Heaven chokeslam. But Bron Breakker kicks out. Well, Breakker would be fighting with one shoulder. And see Breakker just in an awkward position to try to get a feeling back in his left shoulder. I believe it was that landed awkwardly after that attempted shoulder tackle from the middle rope. As the crowd are showing their appreciation for this matchup. As Priest now have a huge boot to the throat here of Bron Breakker, who's now in the corner here. As Damian Priest, what's he thinking next there? Priest now hanging Bron Breakker up into a trio position here. What has Damian Priest got planned there? Damian Priest, huge knee to the midsection there. And Bron Breakker seems to be in a bad way. That's Damian Priest now. What in the world is Priest thinking next there? That's Damian Priest. A clothesline to Bron Breakker, sending him over the top rope. And I think Damian Priest is looking to fly. Looking to go big. It's Priest. Up and over the top. And the crowd again showing their appreciation for this great matchup between these two. Because the two of the very best in the industry right now. The future is Bron Breakker, but now maybe Damian Priest. So this is a big matchup of bragging rights, and perhaps for the number one spot is Bron Breakker now. Stomped face first instead of Matt there. That's Damian Priest. What's he thinking next to Priest? Looking for a cross armbar submission hold on that left shoulder. Oh, Bron Breakker that landed awkwardly after that attempted shoulder tackle. But Bron Breakker managed to roll through him with some huge punches to the face there. But you can see the damage being done to Bron Breakker as Priest spun around and dropped there by Bron Breakker. As Breakker now perhaps looking to say anything you can do, I can also do. As Breakker's fired up here. And Breakker sensing that he has to go big in this matchup himself. It's Breakker up and over the top. With a barrel roll tope suicida. And Breakker now, what's he thinking? That's a Breakker Running in with a huge clothesline clocking. It was more of a fist to the face than anything. Bron Breakker was looking for a clothesline, but made him more damage with that closed fist to the jaw. To Damian Priest. As Priest now into the ring. Bron Breakker stalking his opponent now. As Breakker hoists him up. Looking for the military press gutbuster. Into the cover now. But Priest, again, just kicks out. Priest looking to roll into the ropes here. Looking to get a breather. And Priest will be playing possum there. As Damian Priest now sizing it up. This doesn't connect again. No, Breakker sees it coming again. And here's a German suplex by Breakker. And Priest is going for that rebound lariat. As 3 times has gone for it, and twice when Breakker's seen it coming. As Breakker now caught by Priest, and Priest quickly connects with it this time. Scurries over into the cover. And Breakker kicks out though. 4th time was the charm for Damian Priest, but it wasn't enough to put away Bron Breakker. Hitting out as Priest now. A huge closed fist there to the jaw. And Damian Priest now perhaps calling this one. As Breakker crawls over into the corner here. And Breakker catches him with a boot to the face. Bron Breakker now looking to rally in this one, looking to get himself back in as a huge throw there by Bron Breakker. And Breakker is fired up here. And needs to be putting an absolute clinic here tonight between each other. Like I said, this is about bragging rights here tonight. As Breakker caught in the corner by Damian Priest. And Priest to the top. What has Damian Priest got planned here? And Priest is looking for a huge Hurricane Rana there. And Damian Priest in control of this one. As a former Punisher of the Judgment Day now, what's he thinking here? As Priest is going to the top. The big man looking to fly. And Priest looking for a huge heel kick, but Bron Breakker out of the way. Huge damage done to the back. And there's a huge toss there by Bron Breakker. That may be the moment that costs Damian Priest's matchup here tonight. As Breakker looking for the Breakensteiner. And we know that sets up for Breakker now. In the corner. Spear. But Breakker, we know exactly what he's thinking here. He wants to hit one more at breakneck speed. As Breakker running the ropes at 23 miles an hour. May just cut Damian Priest in half. And Bron Breakker gets the victory. And it's a big victory for Bron Breakker, heading towards the Royal Rumble as we're building towards that at the end of January. And the question is, when will Bron Breakker cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase? Like I said, he's held it for 8 months. He's waiting for the perfect opportunity to do so. And what he said a few months ago to Cody Rhodes, that when the time comes, if it is Cody Rhodes he chooses to cash in on, it'll be Spear 1, 2, 3, a new champion in Bron Breakker. And that is the reality that awaits Bron Breakker. If he cashes in after a matchup for a champion, then he has an easy chance of becoming champion. He could cash in after the 30-minute classic, for Bron Breakker, for Brock Lesnar or Cody Rhodes, a matchup that's taken a lot of either champion, as we've seen in the past, especially with Edge, the first ever Mr. Money in the Bank. And this was the one time that did connect. 3 times he went for that beforehand. Bron Breakker avoided it twice. The first one, Priest slipped. But the 4th time I was got the job done for him. But as you can see, this is the moment here that wraps the match put up. Well, was the beginning of the end of Breakensteiner by Bron Breakker. Impressive athleticism sets up for the first spear, which opens up for the second and final breakneck spear at 23 miles an hour. And Priest was out after the first one, but the second one was just a message by Bron Breakker as always. There's a big victory by Breakker here tonight in the main event of Smackdown against Damian Priest. And what a victory that is in the young career of Bron Breakker.